Greg Powers, I'm out here with Del Val, wide receiver Braylon James, man. Just, man,
Yes, sir.
you making me look small in the videos and making me
a
feel
little bit, a
bad.
little bit.
One of the most heavily offered guys in the state of Texas. I mean, I think you're over 40 offers. I
Yes,
mean, that's
sir. Yes,
crazy
sir.
to
It's a
think about,
blessing.
really, when you
Yeah.
say it out loud, right?
Yeah, it's super crazy.
But colleges from coast to coast have been coming after you. Before we dive into like your skill set, what it's like playing for your high school team, that kind of stuff, just tell me, man, what's it like to be like that guy that has that
Yeah.
attention? You seem pretty humble.
Yeah, and yeah, that's where it all starts back from. Just being humble throughout this whole entire process. Freshman year, I came in with nothing, and I was watching guys across the nation getting offers and stuff like that, and I knew that's what I wanted for myself. So I just put my head down. I worked hard, and I ended up achieving that. So I give it all testament to God. I'm strongly religious-based person, so that's nothing but Him. But I'm just excited to be in this position. It's just crazy, just surreal. Just even saying it out loud, it still doesn't seem real to me. But
First and foremost, that's great to hear. We're very
Yeah.
refreshing. It seems like you really have a good head on your
yes,
shoulders.
sir.
A lot of people, when you first started catching on, right, when
Mm-hmm.
those big offers first started flying in, people were talking about your name. They made the comparison to Garrett Wilson just because he played at your high school,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
they're like, oh, here's the next Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
I watched you out here kind of with my own two eyes
Yeah.
today. Y'all's games couldn't be different, more
Yeah,
different.
more different.
Yeah,
More
you
different.
guys, you
Yeah.
run great routes. He runs
Yeah.
great routes. There's no doubt about it. Y'all both got good hands, but
Uh-huh.
you're more of a longer, stronger
Yeah.
type of receiver. What are your biggest strengths out on the field? What makes you special?
I definitely say, yeah, just my catch radius is one that really stands out. I feel like in terms of putting the ball up in the air, I can go get it anywhere. So that's something a lot of schools recruit me about, and just my long range speed, just being able to go down the field 60 yards and create separation
Right.
just through straight speed is something that stands out. But that's something, yeah, those are the two things I feel like really separate myself. And then, yeah, similar to my catch radius, my length. A lot of schools like lengthy receivers, and I feel like that's another thing that separated me from a lot of recruits through this whole entire process. But yeah, those three things really hit the head. Yeah.
Anybody you feel like your game does resemble? Is there a guy out there you thought, well, if things work out, this
Yeah.
could be the guy who I could be?
Yeah, and this is gonna be crazy, but I feel like I'm really like a lot like Jamar Chase. I mean, if you watch him play, he's just a strong, speedy guy. He's not too finesse like, and I feel like similar to me, I'm not
Right.
so finesse and so shifty and stuff like that. But he just catches the ball and he does that. He's just a pure receiver, and I feel like in terms of similarity, I feel like there's a lot of similarity there. And if I'm not there yet, I feel like that's what I'm modeling my game after. So Jamar Chase is somebody I would say I'm a lot like.
I rated both Jamar Chase and Terrace Marshall 5
wow.
stars whenever they were coming out of high school.
Wow.
So that was Louisiana used to be part of my territory.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say maybe a hybrid
Yeah,
of those two guys. That's
yeah.
actually a pretty good comparison.
Yeah. T. Marshall, is somebody I grew up watching a lot too, because he out here training with margin hooks as well. So
Yeah.
so that's super cool. But yeah, maybe a hybrid of those two is
Not
super
bad.
dope.
That's
Yeah,
not
not bad
bad.
at all. Not bad at all.
You recently released your top 9. I mean,
Yes,
even
sir.
getting down to talking about like each individual school, just kind of talk about what went into the process of narrowing it down from 40 something to 9.
Definitely just the relationships I was able to build with those 9 schools throughout this whole entire process. Those 9 I felt like were schools I felt comfortable with in terms of speaking on the phone and getting down there in person. I felt like those are the schools that really showed me a lot of love, and they made me feel like not a priority, but they made me feel like a necessity. You know what I mean?
Right.
I felt like really needed by those 9. So that's something I really took into account throughout this whole entire process. It's those that's probably the most important thing throughout this whole entire narrowing process.
I'm not going to ask you about all
Yeah.
9, but out of the 9, official visit season is coming, right?
Yeah.
Like you can take them in the spring, you can take them in the fall.
Yes, sir.
One school you feel like you got to see out of those 9, you got to take an official visit there to see it for yourself.
Man, the Stanford Cardinals for sure. I feel like, from when they offered me last March, I feel like in terms of consistency, those guys have really done a great job. And I mean, a lot of part of it is, since they're heavily academic, they can't recruit as many guys as these other
Right.
schools do. So they really have an individualized recruiting process, and I really feel a lot of the love, especially from Bobby Kennedy, the wide receiver coach, and even David Shaw came down to watch me play against San Marcos earlier throughout the season. So that was something that really struck out to me. Is just, man, a head coach coming to watch your game, that doesn't happen every day. So yeah, those are definitely somebody. Those people are definitely gonna get an official visit out of me.
no hard feelings for someone going
Oh,
to Palo
yeah.
Alto either. Not only the
Yeah.
education, but I heard it's a beautiful place
Oh,
too.
yeah, super beautiful. And I mean, California in general is just
Right.
a beautiful place. But, in terms of weather, I feel like every day is just a great day. You don't even get all 4 seasons there. It's just like spring, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's super nice, and I love it out there, so definitely.
When it comes down to it, what's something you feel like you got to have when it comes to decision time? I mean, you can't live without this thing. Is it coaches, culture, playing time? I mean, what, or are you just looking for the total package that maybe brings all that together?
I would definitely say the total package, just bringing it all in. But, I feel like, mindset-wise, I feel like one thing that's definitely really gonna be a beneficiary for me is just playing time, being able to see how early I'm gonna play there. It's not the most important thing, but I feel like that's something that is kind of important to me. So
Right.
I feel like, yeah, playing time out of all those in the combination is favoring over the other. But yeah, I really like that. Yeah.
You heard it from the man himself, Braylon James. Great interview, man. Thanks
Yes,
for the
sir.
time and good
Yes,
luck
sir.
with that decision-making
Thank you.
process.
Most definitely. It's just honor. Yes, sir.